Good evening, folks. Welcome to another live stream. Just give Rocky his little thing. He's getting to the habit now that he actually knows what's happening and he will not settle until he gets something. So he's crunching away on his chicken foot. But there you go. Hope everyone is well. I've had a busy week. Last weekend was manic, going out 2 nights on the trot. Unbelievable stuff. I shall tell you about them in a bit. So, busy week again on the channel. It's been a busy week on the channel and we still haven't finished. We're not going to be finished till Sunday this week. So, what's been going on? Well, 1,413 views in the last 7 days. And we've picked up another 11 subscribers. That's pretty good going. So, thank you very much. So, what have you been watching? Coming at number 3 this week is the retro ranking tribute we did on David Crosby, 53 views. Coming at number 2 from last Friday, Gentle Giant Live, 58 views. But number 1 was last week's Uriah Heep album review of Color, Chaos and Color, 115 views. Watched other people's reviews on it, and that all as positive as mine. So we got that one. Good afternoon, Mick. Hope you are well. So in the last 28 days, 5,949 views. Pretty good. Picked up 32 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is phenomenal. But what you've been watching, well, the top 3 is still Skinner McCook Enterprises. The 1980s album number 1s comes in at number 3 with 156 views. The 1990s one, 168, but the most popular one was the 1970s with 194. So since we started, we're up for a staggering 133,907. Hello, Richard. And 907 views, and we're up to 656 subscribers. No change in the viewing. Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, the status quo. Now that's at 6,385 views. But Mike Oldfield is very close to overtaking my first impressions of Jethro Tull, Susanna Sleeping. So will that change? It may do after this weekend, of course. Only one death to report this week, and that is Timothy L. Amaya. Died on February the 14th. He was the heavy metal singer with the band Pharaoh, and also known for his work with Chuck Schneider in Control Denied. So very sad to hear of his untimely death. Good evening, Simon. Hope you're well. Last week's Battle of the Bands convincingly won by Tears for Fears, which I thought it would. There was a few votes for Depeche Mode. It was even Steven. Then all of a sudden, Tears for Fears went out into the lead. So, what's happening? Well, we'll tell you what's happening over the weekend first. Saturday, we have got one of the specials, and it's not just Richard and myself. We're being joined by Joe Jamfray, and we're going to be looking at Mike Oldfield through the decades. I've set them both a little task, and Richard's come up with this, and I'm sure Joe will come up and we'll talk about that on Saturday. And then Sunday, Richard again, he's hogging my channel this weekend. It's his birthday top 10, of course, for Sunday. So looking forward to that. So what's going to happen next week? Well, if I've got time and my eyes are still open, on Monday morning, we'll be doing part 5 of the John Mitchell story. And a band that he was in for a little while called Blind Ego. So I'll be looking at that. Classic album next week is the debut album from Buffalo Springfield. And I'm including the one that's got a good hit on because I want to talk about that. Tuesday, we've got a viewers' request album ranking. Going to look at the Psychedelic Furs. Got a story to tell you about that from Lee when he went to see the Psychedelic Furs. It's quite funny. Retro ranking next week. It's going to be a Queen theme one. And it's 20 bad Queen songs. What I consider the worst songs Queen ever put out. We'll be talking about Queen in a bit as well. Marathon Wednesday next week is another viewer's request, and it's the progressive metal rock band, whatever you want to call them, Queensryche. Be looking at the huge catalogue of Queensryche. Battle of the Debuts next week. It's all about Manchester. 2 bands from the Manchester area are going head to head. One's called the Smiths and the other is Stone Roses. This is going to be a tough one. 2 great bands from Manchester. Wonder who will come out on top with that one. Pick a mix next week. We're going down a trip down memory lane, which means it's the UK top 10 for the 23rd of February 1976. I was 9 years old. I'll remember every song on that chart, which is amazing. We'll be back here next week, 8 p.m. Fridays next week, live album ranking. We're going to look at German heavy metal band Accept. And the new album, it is a new album, but it was recorded back in 1991. It's only just been it's just been released by Stevie Vai. And it's an album he did with his friend, and it's called Vai Gash. Now, Gash was his mate, biker, who sadly lost his life in a motorbike accident not long after they recorded this album. So Steve's actually put it out now. And it's pretty good. I've been listening to that. So we're going to dive into what I've been listening to. James Bond. Yes, I sat through, Mick. I sat through The World Is Not a Yawn. Oh, hard work that one is. It's the hardest Bond film. It's a shame because it's got great action scenes and then the bits in the middle are just not snooze fest. So I'm up to 19. Will be 19 now. Did I stay awake? Just. So this weekend, though, it is Die Another Day, which, again, Anyway, Gary Newman with that 17 of the 19. Cracking through Gary Newman. David Bowie. 20 of the 26. I'm struggling with David Bowie at the moment because it's that bizarre era of his career. Now, it's not as born as Quantum of Solace because that's before Blink and you missed that one. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, 10 of the 20. Really enjoy listening to them. Jeff Beck, we're up to 9 of 14. Dave Brock, 5 of 6. Nick Turner, 5 of 11. Joan Jett and the Black Arts, 3 of the 11. Narcissus, 2 of the 3. Camelot, 2 of 12. Count Raven, 2 of 5. And Altered Images, 2 of 4. Completed this week, Van der Graaf, Generator, and The Script. So they are now completed. Good evening, Stephen. Hope you are well. So that's what's going on now. Last Saturday night, I went to a gig. I went to see the Queen Extravaganza. Now, they They just play the music of Queen. They don't dress up. We've got no one prancing around like Freddie Mercury. It's three guys from the UK, the singer's from Brazil, and the bass player is from Canada. And they owned up with Tie Your Mother Down, which is pretty cool. Now, the best they did a lot of stuff that they normally wouldn't do. They did Save Me, which was pretty nice. Fat Bottom Girls. Now, the one that got me all night was they did Keep Yourself Alive. Now, you know my opinion of Queen fans. There's two sets of fans. There's the greatest hits fans, terrific, and then there's the diehards. When they opened up with the riff of Keep Yourself Alive, which is absolutely brilliant, there were people going. And where I was in one of what we call the Muppet boxes, and there was a couple in front of us, and you could see, and the woman said, "What's this? I've never heard this before." I could literally what she was saying. It was hilarious. Obviously, they did Radio Gaga, and everyone went, all that sort of business. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. One of the best songs of the night was Under Pressure, because the guy that was singing like the David Bowie bits sang it very similar to David Bowie. It was a terrific version. Somebody to Love was brilliant. And Bohemian Rhapsody, no backing track in the Galileos. They all sang it. And they did a damn good job of it. Yes, I agree with you, Stephen. So it was a really good night. And the other highlight of the night, they did Dragon Attack. Again, people going, "What's this?" They didn't do One Vision. They did I Want to Break Free. And they did a really good version of A Kind of Magic. Now, I've always preferred it live, even when Queen did it, but it was great. Now, they've got a drummer. He's 24 years old. He's got a great voice, and he's a fantastic drummer, and hats off to him. And at the end of the gig, he didn't throw his drumsticks. He went to this girl sitting in the front row and gave them to her. And then when they'd done their thing, he came back out and he went and sat and spoke to her and got photos with her. And it's pretty cool. So if you ever see tickets for the Queen Extravaganza, go and see them. It's all about the music. It's not about the gimmicks and people prancing about like Freddie. I've seen 2 or 3 like that, and they get boring. They just doing it and sang it and played the music, which is great. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to another gig on Tuesday night. I'm going to go and see Silmarillion. Looking forward to that. So I'll be reporting back on that next week. Oh, he's had his bark and he's now sitting under the table. So that was a busy week, and I still haven't finished with. And something else you need to go and watch, and it's done by our very own Mr. Richard McCook. If you haven't seen it, go and watch his curry night with his family. It's absolutely brilliant. You felt like you was at the table with them. It was hilarious, especially Richard's sister-in-law. She's a star. Really enjoyed that little thing, Richard. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed that. But of course, we're up on Saturday doing the decades of Mike Oldfield. Hence the Mike Oldfield behind me. I thought I'd make it all glitzy for Saturday. And then, of course, I got it Richard's birthday on Sunday. That's all ready. I've got everything ready to do that on Sunday. Yes, Andrea is absolute diamond. You can tell her that from me. Except she's got to say Bowie. I think the other stars of the show were them dogs. They were lovely. I was saying to Rocky, that's how you behave. You sit there and behave. Oh, that wasn't good. He's looking at me now. He has been terrible today. He wouldn't go out because it's been raining, and it stopped raining. It was a bit in the air, so he put his nose out, put his lead on, and he just sat down, even though there was a little bit of So I sat down, let go of the lead, and he turned back and went and sat at the door. I eventually got him out a bit later, but that's dachshunds. Any sign of rain, and they just don't want to know. Yeah. Anyway, no Wallies this week. Everyone's been saying nice things. Oh, Rocky is much better. Oh, Chico's a bit of a... Yeah, well, Rocky, he doesn't do it so much now, but when he was younger, I mean, he had his Charlies before we got him. And I remember my pension man coming around to see me. And where I used to live, we used to have a conservatory and an open glass, so he could see what was going on, and he was barking. And I turned round, and when he was a bit younger, he used to hump the bed. And I turned round and was looking at him. And I started laughing, and the guy said, "What?" I said, "You don't want to know." And there he was, got his bed, he'd rolled it right up, and he was going 20 to the dozen on the bed. He doesn't do it now because he's an old man. But what he does do, he does drag his bed still round when he wants to play. I don't know why. Especially Marley's old bed, which is in the lounge, because he still misses, believe it or not, he still misses Marley, I think. He's never forgotten her. So, and the vet told me not to get rid of the bed or wash it because it's got the smell. Still got a couple of toys that he snuggles up to, so he's quite happy. So that's that. Yeah, we went on the Friday night. I went to the Handbag Disco by our local DJ. That was a lot of fun. Just played some great 70s music. A bit of 80s as well. He even played a bit because he knew what he was in. There was a few younger people on, so he put some of the newer stuff on, got them up and having a good time, and then he put the older stuff back on as well. So, yeah, that was a good night out. 2 late nights as well. It's like that on Sunday. But I did have a rest, though, on Sunday because this week is very, very busy. The competition's all ready to go for me. I'll be putting that up on the 3rd of March with the rules in the description. And I can thank Richard for helping me with setting the rules. As I said, it's 30 minutes, but if you go to 31, that's all right. But you must make a video, unfortunately, to stand a chance of winning the dosh. Well, there'll be a voucher for Amazon that no doubt you'll all go and spend on something. Whoever wins it will spend it on something musical, which should be cool. Yeah, as Dave pointed out, the next story's all completed, ready to go. Gary Moore. Listen to everything that Gary Moore has put out in the last few months. And I'm already started to put together the next one. And we're going to do some Bill Wyman, because we are going to be looking at some of the other members of the Stones, of course, and their little solo projects. And we're going to start with one of them in March. I'm not going to say who it is, but he's got rather big lips. We're going to look at his stuff first. So, all looking good on that front. We've got some really interesting children's stuff to do. I am going to start doing a little bit of children because we do talk about our childhood a lot on the channel. So, got something special in March. There's 2 special shows in March. One is to celebrate, well, it's not to celebrate, but in memory of a great comedian that's left us. And the other one is to a firm favourite. Now, if you're in the UK and watch this, when you were younger at the weekends, there was one programme that you used to listen to, and that was Junior Choice. So I'm going to do a retro ranking special on all them tunes that was that Ed Stewart used to play on Junior Choice. I'm looking forward to that one myself. So I found some great songs. There are 1 or 2. Benny Hill Retro. Now, Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West, was a song that was always played. Bit before your time. You'll like the children's songs. I'm sure you'd have heard these children's songs, Simon. Because some of them are not children's songs, they're just songs that we used to love as kids. So, yeah, but Benny Hill's in there. That's some really old songs, older than me, older than Dave as well. So that's going to be really good. Well, no, someone's got out of his bed. Oh dear, hard life, isn't it? There are some that recorded in the 40s. I think there's one done in the 20s. The words to the Runaway Train. Yeah, I do. I've actually found, you remember that album we was talking about, Dave? I've actually found most of the songs on YouTube. And yes, I have put it together. I've managed to put the album together. How sad am I? You know. But yeah, I like that sort of thing, believe it or not. And I've got an absolute treat for those of us that do remember Junior Choice. So looking forward to that one. You know, I said we're going to do some more soundtracks. I've chosen the tracks for it, but I haven't put them in the order. But Enrico Morioki, whatever his name is. But I'll give you a spoiler now. It's full of cowboy stuff. Because that's what he's known for, isn't it? His cowboy stuff. That's it. Enrico Morricone. Well, it's for the start. He did 3 of my favourite cowboy films, which I've got in a box set. And one of them's The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, and it's the director's version I've got. It's absolutely brilliant. Watch that all day. Yeah, absolutely brilliant albums. So yeah, once we've done 50p, you were robbed. That's not a bad track. I think that's quite quaint, really. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but my younger brother liked it because I've got a brother that's 10 years younger than me, so yes, he was into that. Yeah, there is going to be a bit of little kiddie stuff this year. Just going to expand the channel a bit, and as it says, it's obscure. Childhood nostalgia, yeah, it's just great. 365 days of prog. Oh, did they? Excellent. We do a lot of prog on here. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, we've got some good prog lined up. There's plenty of prog, Christopher, on the channel. We've done Gentle Giant. We did their live albums last week, but we've done the main stuff, the studio stuff. There's Tull on here. There's Camel. Yes, of course, is on here. Marillion are on here. Genesis is on here. All the guns, but we have got some really good stuff coming up. Prog bands that are ready to roll out. Van der Graaf Generator, Focus, Renaissance, Mostly Autumn. Caravan have been added to the list. Greetings, Ralph. Hope you're well. So, for those of you that like your prog, we do a lot of prog. I am a big 365 ordered you? Oh. Who is 365? Oh. Good blimey. Well done, 300. Thank you, 365 days of prog. We don't just do prog, we do all sorts. Now, is this someone we know about a thing, or you're just brilliant? Oh, excellent. Thank you. Just welcome to all of you new people. I'm just saying, we have got some prog lined up, more prog lined up on the channel. There's plenty there. Dave will send you the link to go and see what we have done. I love prog, so you're going to get plenty of prog from me. I know. I'm well impressed. This is pretty cool. So a big shout out to 365 days of prog. A sweet-a-thon. Oh, nothing wrong with a bit of sweet. Tell you what I've been listening to today. A little bit of Lita Ford, who I've seen. I like a bit of a Lita Ford. Supported Bon Jovi. Favorite obscure album? Whoa, good. No, I haven't, and I forgot to put it on the list. So I have put it on to do probably in a couple of weeks' time. Literally found that out today. I totally forgot. Well, after even I spoke to Dave. So Winery Dogs will be done in the next couple of weeks. I shall give it a listen this week, along with about the 30 other things I have to listen to in the week. So, yeah, I will be listening to that album. It's now on my hookup list. Just trying to think of the obscure albums. Cool. I have got some really obscure stuff in my collection. I've got an album. You guys have probably never heard of it. It's a blues album by a band called the DTs. It's called Messing with the Blues. Now, the DTs were a band I used to see 30 years ago, and I've got a signed copy. What I will do, I'll oik it out for next week, and I'll show you it. I might even review it. And the other obscure album I've got, it's an album that I have reviewed. It's a band called Cougar. Now, they were from Wales. They were around in the 80s, and they made one album called Across the Border. Oh, excellent. I haven't subbed to you yet, 365, but I will do once I've finished doing this. For those of that have just come in, Saturday, Richard, myself, and another young chap called Joe, we are going to do Mike Oldfield through the decades. So we're going to all pick our favourite albums from the 70s, 80s, 90s, the zeros, and the tens, and a wild card. So that'll be a good one. Oh, thank you, Ups in Nova. So I'm just catching up. I'm not used to catching up with so many messages. Oh, yes, the Penguin, that they are pretty good. I'm going to be talking about prog. I'm going to start looking at some of the Italian prog bands that I have got one or two little bits, but I'm going to do an in-depth thing on Italian prog bands. $700 subscribers? Can someone get me 700 subscribers? I mean, I'm up to 656. I differ. So, but there is a competition coming up where you can win some money. I'll tell you what it is. It's called Let Me Introduce Me to Myself, something like that. Hang on, go back to your script. The other thing is, guys that have just come in, good evening, Rob. I've got a dog called Rocky who's sort of the star of the show. He's down there and he sort of barks at everybody, so ignore, you'll get used to him. He's a bit of a superstar. Yeah, so basically you've got to make 30 minutes of music, a mix of what defines you. And then you've got to make a video of it and put it up. And I will do a draw at the end of the month of March. I've done mine. Well, I've put my cassette together. I'm going to start putting little bits upon the community, the community channel, just to promote it. So that's going to happen. Also, Mastermind Dave has come up with this idea for us YouTubers. We should do a little thing just to raise some money for children in need this year. Yeah, I've got some really obscure stuff on here, especially when I first started. I started off, I was just going to do stuff that no one's heard of, but it's sort of developed and it's gone away from just rock music. We've covered everything on this channel. Now, I'll do a little catch up for those that have just joined it. The channel is basically me, but in here you've got a little man with a spanner, Dave Keogh. He's known as Mastermind Dave. Now, he's the back room of this channel. He's one that keeps that. We've got a laundry list, so any requests you get put into the gets put into a laundry list. That's what we call it. Or Charles named it. So everything that you ask for gets put in the laundry list, and then we take it out, and that's how we get to rank. Rubettes. Yes, I've done the firm. They're up there. If you mean the Jimmy Page and Paul Rogers outfit, I've done the firm. Big favourite band of mine. But the Rubettes, definitely. I've got a Rubettes retro ranking coming up. Well, those are you. So there's all sorts of shows on here. We don't just do album rankings. We do classic albums. We can cover anything. New album reviews, the one-off albums that a band have only just put one album on. I'm sorry for the guys that have been watching this channel forever. I just want to keep everyone up that's new tonight. We do, what else do we do? Retro ranking, where I usually pick top 10 songs of a band. We do a thing called Battle of the Debuts, where we get two bands. Today is Battle of the Debut Day. Today it's two rock and roll greats, Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard. I put a little video up, talk about the albums I sort of choose, and then you guys battle it out. And there's a thing we do called Pick and Mix. It's basically a rolling shows. We have a trip down memory lane, which is looking at the top 10 UK singles on the day we go out. So next week we got one for the 23rd of February 1976. We do a thing called In the Camera's View, where we look at DVDs and VHS videos of some of our favourite concerts. Then we have a Wander Down the Sidewalk, which is the top 10 singles of that week in the United States. And the third one we do is called Mixing Up, where we look at a producer. Now, today we've done that, and today we've had a look at Phil Spector. Go through his albums, and then I pick my top 5 albums from that producer. So it's a varied music. If you love music, this is the channel for you. Tell all your friends. We don't just do rock music on here. We do pop. We do synth. We do absolutely everything. So if you can't find anything on this channel for you, so I'm just catching up what you guys are putting. Oh, the Arthur, yeah, Star Trekking. I did do that on Novelty Records, I think. Did they make an album? The firm. It'd be interesting if they did. Gentle Giant. I've done Gentle Giant. I think I can't remember who won that one. Yeah, so Thursdays is Battle of the Debuts. I can't remember, to be quite honest, Seb. I bet if I went back into the oh, excellent. Yes, their 50th anniversary. Is it their 50th anniversary tour? Yes, it's coming, Rob. It's on the list. But you know how long my list is? Oh, that'd be great for you, Christopher, if they're coming to thing. Oh, the other news this week in music, Rod Stewart is playing at Franklin's Gardens here in Northampton. But I'm off, as I've said, I'm off to see Silmarillion on Wednesday, get the right day in, Tuesday night. So I'll be reporting back on that. Yeah, Palace is on there. I've listened to all them. I listen to them all the time because I've got all their albums. Yeah, I'm still on the hunt for other going on what Zeb put about, as I think it was you said about Gentle Giants. I'm on the hunt for others, so I haven't got any on. But the trouble is, you want to listen to them before you buy them, because I have got a couple of clangers, and the sound's terrible. See you Saturday, Richard. Yeah, have a good shift, and looking forward to Saturday. Well, oh, sorry, I'm just having a catch up on what people are saying. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And I thought I knew everything about music. Which one did you get, Stephen? Let's... Talking about David Gilmour. Now, you know the song Rattle That Hum? At the beginning, it's got that bum, bum, ba, ba. Now, that Danced is brilliant. Have you got the caboodle? With 5 discs, whatever how many it is. Yeah, going back. That dun dun dun. That's how the French do their announcements on their stations. So you get this dun 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 dun, then you get Monsieur et Madame. Not like over here. No, ladies and gentlemen, over here. It's just strangely about Monsieur et Madame. So that's where David Gilmour got that from. He liked it, so he put it in his song, Rattle That Hum. Bit of useless information for you. Well, the other thing, I remember I tried to do a pop quiz, but with me moving, I sort of cancelled it. It's definitely going on this Christmas, and it will be sort of a contest, and I'm going to do it a little bit different. Oh, there you go. Yes, I am drinking on a school night because I'm a man of leisure. I can drink when I want. I haven't got to get. The only thing I've got to get it for tomorrow is to record Paul Rogers Live, Ranking, and John Frusciante new album, and John Cale new album. Yes. Yes, I did. I'm glad you put that out. Easy living. Yes, I'm easy living. Like a good old song, you know. Even though I've finished reviewing Uriah Heep, I cannot help but put it on. I'm still listening to that album. I wonder where that'll be at the end of the year review. Super Furry Animals ranking? Yes, of course. As it's you, Rob. It might get done in 2025, but we will add it to the list. I think they're coming up in a battle of the debuts very soon. Okay, thank you very much, 360 Days of Prague. Thank you very much for getting people to come and join us. And you, thank you very much. I will be subscribing to you very soon. Good. Keep the five going, Mick. Oh, thank you. Yes, he can do things like that, can't he? I forgot he can. Is it on DVD, David? Oh, I should look out for that. There was I watched one that I forgot that was on BBC many moons ago. It's on YouTube. That was interesting. Yeah, that was very interesting. Because they all look about 10 on there, some of the prog stars. Oh, brilliant. See, I have got an influence on people on YouTube. But then again, some of you guys have put me onto bands that I never was really into. See, I wasn't really into Gong. But there are certain aspects of Gong I love. Pierre Mullane, I love that version of Gong. It's my favourite version of Gong. I can listen to that all day. I won't do it to the train drivers because I know exactly how much they earn. Having worked on the railway for 12 years, I know exactly how much they earn. They don't need to. They don't need to strike. Yeah. We were talking about Steve Hillage today, Dave and me, and we will be doing a thing on Steve Hillage very soon. I keep looking at the Steve Hillage and going, oh, and for another day. I keep putting it off and putting it off. Because we can do two Steve Hillages, we can do him as a producer as well, which is pretty good. Yep. I will listen to that. I am going to have a listen to that Cure B-Sides album as well. Favourite support band I've seen? Thunder. There you go. That was my favourite support band. Dare, Honeymoon Suite. Has anyone ever seen? Who else has seen a support band that went on to be a big band themselves? A friend of mine went to a Kiss concert, And he saw a band and he thought they were a bit useful. They were called Bon Jovi. Now, a guy I used to know many moons ago, he went to see Judas Priest back in the day. And they had an interesting support band called AC/DC. Lita Ford, yes. Metallica open for Ozzy, yeah, that's true. Y&T. Oh, I've seen FM as well. And I saw Tesla as a support act. Super Sister did one album. That's all right. That'll go into the one-off albums then. Yeah, I saw Tesla. They supported Def Leppard of all bands. They were great, Tesla. And another good support band I saw was a band called Shy. "25 people went to see Peter Kay. Blimey, must have been an early gig. I've seen the Mama Boys twice. Saw them at Nebworth and Milton Keynes. Well, suppose you do you call Ronnie? Do you call Dio a support band because they supported Alice Cooper once? Paul Rodgers has supported Status Quo. So Powell have supported Status Quo. Coldplay, God. I don't like Coldplay. I suppose you can't count bands that you've seen at festivals as support acts, can you? So I've seen Blackfoot Mountain, Alaska, all at Nebworth. No, not a great fan of Coldplay. Just thinking other support bands. I've seen so many. I've seen some shocking ones as well. So bad I can't remember the names. Billy of Som, I thought they were crap. It's an interesting one when I saw AC/DC last. Oh, good call. Good call. They're all gone a bit woke as well, aren't they? Old Coldplay or Chris Martin has gone woke as they like. Yeah, great album. That ELP debut. Barbarian. Wow, what a track. Knife Edge. Brilliant tracks. I don't know how much I paid for my ELP album. I bet you got it cheaper than me, Rob. I don't think I could ever listen to one Coldplay album. I've listened to a couple of their songs, and I just don't get it. How are we doing in the poll then? Little Richard. Well, that's a surprise. Yeah, see you soon, Rob. Thank you for dropping in as ever. Still got 12 people watching. Fantastic. Have you noticed I did when I did the little promo for today? I'm starting to mention the usual gang, which is some of you guys, the stalwarts of live stream. One day I'm going to come in and there'll be about 500 people waiting. He wishes. But a lot of people are actually watching it after the effect as well, which is pretty good. Yeah, we had a, you know, really? Seb, you didn't have to come up with some great bands, ones that even I've not heard of. And I've been round the bush. Do you know, I've lost a dachshund. I don't even know where he is. Oh, well, he's not in his bed. Oh, yes, he is. He's climbed out the bed. Hold on, I've got to rescue him. He's somehow got his neck caught round a wire. Yeah, I know. I'm quite happy, Dale. I'll be 2 seconds. I've got to rescue Rocky. What are you doing under there, you Wally? Look at you. You've all caught up. Come here. Come on, good boy. You got all caught up. Oh, you silly boy. There you go. Hang on. Stay there. Why didn't you bark at me? Silly boy. Oh. Right, for those of you who don't know who Rocky is, this is Rocky. Rocky is 12 years old now, and he's the most funniest dachshund you'll ever see. He sort of knows what's going on, don't you? But you got... It's not going to come down. That only happens when I'm recording. Hey, Wally, ain't you? He's got one of the wires tucked round his head. I don't know what he was doing. I thought he was a bit quiet. Oh. It's a good job that we haven't got smell vision on here. Oh, do I dare move back? Oh. Right. I'm sure that the viewers do not want to see down your gob. I think he frightened himself a bit there, didn't you, you silly boy? Yeah, I know. You're all right now. Yes. Right, go over there. Go over there. Let's go over there. There you go. Oh. Yes, Dave. Dave has had, obviously, Dave has seen Rocky many a time. It'll be just interesting when you do come again if he actually stands there and barks at you, because he gets used to your voice on a She Who Can't Be Spoken About. The other day, you know, they say dogs don't, when they fart, they don't make a noise. The other night, it must have been when it was dark, and he got out of his bed to move, and as he was walking across the floor, all you could hear was yeah, that may be a good idea. He'll within 10 minutes he'll be what the thing is with Rocky with Dave. Once he gets used to him, he will not leave Dave alone. He'll want constant fuss from him. But not like when last time he saw Marley, jumped all over him like a gun. She was totally opposite of Rocky. Marley was. She didn't bark at anyone that come in the door. She'd lick them to death. Let's have a look at the time. We've been going an hour. God, 13 people still watching. So who's actually still watching then? I never know. It's only the people, the usual people. Oh, bless her. I'm sure I've got pictures of Marley. I'll put one up on the community for you. He's a pretty cool dog. Oh, Rocky is. He's a superstar. Yeah, if you've watched some of the older videos done before September of last year, now and again you do see Marley. I think she's on one of the very first live streams I ever did. She literally jumped into my lap. But I will, for those of you, I'll find a picture. I'll find a nice. I've got a couple of nice pictures of Rocky and Marley. That I'll put up for you guys. Got one that was taken when Marley was a puppy. They're sitting on the stairs at my old house. Yeah, they were inseparable. Once Rocky got used to it, they were inseparable. You couldn't look. Well, Marley used to have to go to the groomers a lot more than Rocky, and when we had to take her up, Rocky had to come, drop her off, and then when we went to pick her up, we're going to go and get Marley, and he'd be at the door. And he'd walk in there and he'd bark until she'd seen her. And when she sadly passed away, he was so depressed. He was very, very depressed. I took him to the vets over it, and that's when they suggested that if you've still got bits of Marley, keep hold of them. And I've never got rid of them, to be quite honest. She was also affectionately known as a nickname as Moo. Is that the band we were looking up earlier, Deerhoof? Was that another band? Yeah, and we in the bed in this lounge. It's effectively known as Moo's bed. And he likes going in there and he curls up in it. So, yeah, Deerhoff. And if I think, is it the band that I was looking at that cover earlier? Because guess what's coming back for Easter, folks? The Stinker covers are coming back for 1 week only in December. I remember Crocus. Yeah. Cool. I haven't heard that name. Yeah. Did I say December? No, it's April. Which one was that, Simon? I know I've got a limited edition Deep Purple single. There's only 5,000, bit more, but there's only 5,000 copies. It's actually a numbered single. Bit like that one. That there was brought. That one there, that Guilty, Tubular Bells, I brought that in France. Rabbit. Yeah, lots of theme shows coming up. Tigers of Pangtang, I've seen them. But we got some freebies. Because the guitarist at the time used to drink in the same pub as me. I'm sure Dave Baglow is a Tigers fan. Neil Shepherd, he's a Northampton boy. And he used to come and drink in the King Billy, where I used to drink. And he'd come in one night, anyone want to come and see a gig? Which band? My band. Oh, all right. Oh, you're in the Tigers of Pangtang. Excellent. So he gave us a load of tickets. And we all toddled off to, I think it was Leicester, go and see the Tigers of Pangtang with him in it. There you go. That's the way he just casually came in. You want to come and see my new band? New band? Only the Tigers of Pangtang. Yeah, good band. They're still going now. I mean, when I did the... Ooh, excellent. Yeah, as I was saying, but Tigers of Pangtang, when I did the Then and Now, so I used to do a thing called Then and Now, like the first album and the last album, or the current album. And when I did that, I actually had a message from Tigers of Pangtang saying thank you very much. But of course, the greatest one I ever had was, remember when we did Fanny? Yeah, when we did album, I actually had a big thank you from the drummer of Fanny. So there you go. Fame at last. By someone famous. And I did get a thumbs up from David Coverdale on Twitter when I did the Whitesnake albums. There was a like from David Coverdale, which is pretty cool. L7, I never heard of them. All done with it. What's happened here? Am I still on the thing? Yes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any ladies watching, I don't know. I never know if there's any ladies watch this. Right, I'll watch that tomorrow. That Simon, I'm going to put this one to bed tonight because I'm absolutely shattered, and all this work I'm doing this week. It's been such a busy week. I am really tired at nights. So thank you very much for watching tonight, especially to the new people that have come in tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you all. Look out for Saturday with Richard and Joe. And then on Sunday, we got a thing for Richard's birthday. If any of you new guys want a thing for your birthday, for your top 10 on the day you were born, just drop me a line. And I'll be back tomorrow doing Paul Rogers Live. And we've got 2 new albums to look at tomorrow. We're looking at the new album from guitarist from Red Hot Chili Peppers, John Frusciante, and Velvet Underground's John Cowell, his first album in an eon. So I'll be looking at that. Just probably middle-aged blokes. You're probably right. Good night, everyone. And once again, thank you very much for watching, especially you guys that come in tonight for the first time. Always appreciate it. I'm very humbled by you all. Laters, everyone. Bye for now.